Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, if that is the appropriate turn of phrase. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a bit outdated now, so my apologies for the macroaggression there at the beginning of the podcast, but that's also why we call it the Menacing Podcast, because we're guaranteed to menace you from the very beginning of the program. So, happy to be here with you. This is, of course, Russ, your host. Brent is out this week on the first ever Menacing America tour of hilarity. He'll return next week. You can catch him live this coming weekend at the Cuckoo Comedy Club in Kokomo, Indiana. So we posted a Spotify poll last week with our episode asking if professional eaters are real athletes. So the results are in on that. Sitting across the table from me, John. I'm sure you'll be interested to hear the poll results.
Hello.
We got John's out today. His Cockney cousin is filling in. So the results are in, and our listening audience gave us a resounding answer. Did you want to venture a guess at the percentage of yes versus no? Because it was, are professional eaters real athletes?
I'm going to say about 60%.
This is going to be one of those shows. And you could not be more wrong. John's Cockney cousin. 100% of respondents voted no. They are not real athletes. So take that, professional eaters. Time to go get a real job. So there you have it. You can find our show, this one, the one you're listening to. I'm sure you know where to find it, but just in case you're looking for more ways to consume this podcast.
I see what you did there.
Consume
this podcast, because we're talking about professional eaters.
Of course. Yes, of course. That joke was completely intended, as I am prone to do. So you can find our show on Spotify, where we have questions and the occasional poll, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Amazon Podcasts. Send your comments to menacingpodcast@gmail.com, where you'll get a brief shout-out and generally be ignored by us. John, there's a lot going on in our world today.
There is, actually.
A lot going on. I found this article here from USA Today that I thought was hilarious. Atlanta area nail salon customers ignore would-be robbers' demands. So this guy comes in. He's all pumped up, ready to do some law breaking, and nobody pays him any mind. So they just treated him with indifference. There's a row of people sitting. It's not a huge. There's video. I'll post this to our Facebook page. The article, but there's a row of people there. He comes in. He's got like a bag. Kind of looks like he's got it. He's trying to make it seem like he's got a gun. And nobody does anything. They just sit there. And actually, at one point, to make things even worse, at one point, a lady gets up and walks out in the middle of him trying to rob the place.
When you do the unexpected, people don't know how to react.
Well, but I look at this and I'm like, that's just rude. This poor guy trying to do his job here. And this lady just up and walked out. And that's like somebody giving a speech, right? Somebody rented out the ballroom of the the Radisson downtown, and they're doing a life coaching session, and somebody gets up in the middle of it and walks out. Like, that's rude. You don't do that. Mm-hmm. I think this is we should get this guy on. We should give him like a second chance at trying to rob this place. We'll have to connect him with our staff therapist or our staff life coach, whichever one we have to make up yet. But
it's a therapist.
I don't know if we should go combining them. That could be dangerous. I feel bad for the guy. These salon goers are jerks. This guy is trying to rob them. What do? They just sit there. Like, really? Nobody is cowering in fear or handing over their wallets and cell phones? Like, what gives? To make things worse, as I mentioned, that woman even gets up and leaves. It's just like, what is wrong with people these days? So
I kind of wonder if it's like, okay, it's weird that this gets brought up because I kind of wonder if people in certain situations treat it like animals, where it's like if you just ignore the animal while it's all riled up, it's got to settle down. Like, what would you do if a guy's like pointing a gun or something? Hears, get down, you just walk by. I'll shoot you. Just keep on walking. What are they? If you don't acknowledge them, what are they going to do? I mean, they could shoot you. Don't get me wrong. They could. But in the sense, their focus is then on you. And that might give someone else the chance to disarm them.
I mean, I guess. But I think it shows a complete lack of understanding that the general public has at the real downside, the real struggles of those suffering with larceny dysfunction.
Yeah.
Not everybody's able to perform.
It's a larcenocratist.
I give you gesundheit.
Yeah, thank you. It's
I think LD, it's a real thing. It affects a lot of people. And this poor guy, he has a lack of confidence. And instead of helping him build up his confidence, these people just spat on his dreams.
I kind of wonder if he actually listened to this podcast and heard about the story about the guy who robbed a woman and then saw her beauty and then tried to ask her out.
Everybody's trying to recapture that that moment there. So, but I think we should try to get him connected with our menacing life coach, just because he could help him through stuff like take him back to that place. All right, this
Brent's
is where
still
it
in
happened.
training.
Brent's not the life coach.
It says it in his contract. He's the life coach.
Nobody has a contract.
Well, yeah, we all do.
You making up contracts does not a contract make.
Legal has done this.
Legal doesn't exist. Everything we do here is illegal on this podcast.
Please don't come after us.
But just somebody walking him, walking him through it. So really helping him build up his confidence again. I think that's the number one thing.
Do you think too many people are online too much, doing all this influencer? So when you go out in the real world, like, okay, this is a big step for me. I've never done this. I practice this online, but I'm going to do this in real life now. And then they just don't take them seriously.
Well, probably. Well, and you'd have to look up from your phone for a couple minutes. I'm going to sound like Brent here. I'm going to fill in for Brent. These kids these days have to look up from their phones, actually, and they could be reading a real newspaper, and they would know what's happening in the world around them.
You need to cough, choke. You're doing it too smoothly.
No, he doesn't. He's not reading. That would be him reading.
Oh, okay.
So, I just, that struck me that our society today is it's just very rude. They don't care about people around them. And it's
they don't care about people in general. They care more about animals or, anything else.
Well, I can't blame them for that. I actually would.
Trees.
I prefer animals and trees and the ocean to people any day. I'll take that any day.
Was it Greenpeace or whatever?
Greenpeace. Yeah. That's still a thing.
Is that still a thing?
Do we know? I don't know.
I have no idea.
Anybody know? We'll take a poll. Is Greenpeace still a thing? So, that one. I also got shifting gears here, moving to another
zoom
part of the world. To the, to the land of mediocrity.
Where do Canada.
Nailed it. I figured that would be a really good... So, John, this from a site called...
Sorry.
Yeah, it's good that you apologized. This is John's Canadian cousin, Canuck cousin. A thumbs up emoji is now as good as a signature on a legal contract. Yeah, let that...
Okay.
So, a Canadian judge... I didn't realize they had that. But a Canadian judge has ruled that a thumbs-up emoji is a satisfactory agreement to enter into a legal, binding contract. So let me take you here to the story at hand. What's actually going on? So the case centers on a Canadian... This is from Android Authority. The case centers on a Canadian grain buyer named Kent Mickleborough in March 2021. That was 2 years ago, if you're doing the math. Mickleborough sent out a text message to various farmers in the area, as farmers are wont to do, advertising that he was looking to buy 86 tons of flax at a price of 17 Canadian dollars per bushel. I don't know the exchange rate. I think it's not very much. And 86 tons. Is it metric tons? Probably, because they're weird up there. Yeah.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Careful. I'll hold you to that. So farmer Chris Actor responded to Mickleborough, and the two discussed the terms on the phone. So now we're off the texting. We're on the phone. We're just chatting. Mickleborough then texted a photo of a contract to... Well, they changed the guy's name now. They added an R into it. So I don't know if it's Actor or Archster. I think it's Actor, because that's how they respond. That's how they have his name, the rest of it. So anyways, contract to Actor and said, please confirm flax contract.
Flax. Interesting. Okay.
This is where things get weird, the article continues. Actor responded to this text with the aforementioned thumbs up emoji. However, the terms of the contract weren't met. The flax was never delivered. Mickleborough then sued Actor, claiming that his emoji response was an agreement to the terms of the contract and Actor breached it. Justice Timothy Keene agreed. In his ruling, he said this court readily acknowledges that a thumbs up emoji is a non-traditional means to sign a document, but nevertheless, under these circumstances, this was a valid way to convey the two purposes of a signature. So Keene pointed to a listing on dictionary.com that explains what the thumbs up symbol means and stated that this is a commonly accepted affirmation. So, meanwhile, the farmer, Chris Actor, argued that the emoji response was a sign that he had received the contract, not that he had read it nor agreed to it. So Mickleborough countered this by showing evidence of Actor agreeing to previous contracts through text messages, although none using a thumbs up emoji. So regardless, Keene's ruling means Actor must pay 82,000 Canadian dollars, not real money, to Mickleborough for breaching the contract. So there you have it. John, what are your thoughts on this?
Actually, I'm not surprised because I brought up an article a while ago. I think either when I came on again or in the past before we came back on air about a Canadian judge saying it was okay and it was legal to flick someone off, give them the bird. Do you remember that?
I do not.
Oh, I think there was an article where it says a Canadian judge said that it was legal to flip someone the bird, and it's because apparently obviously someone brought it up in a case or something like that. I'm not really sure. He said, no, it's legal. You can flip someone the bird and it'd be fine with it.
Interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
Canadian judges are very weird.
Well, does flipping the bird bind you to a legal contract?
Probably not. Well, that's a thumbs up, apparently.
That's well, yeah. Don't give that.
What if you do two thumbs up?
Well, then you double sign.
Ooh.
So that's doubly binding.
The Canadian judges, where do they go to school?
Nobody knows actually. Some provincial college. Some provincial
thumbs up university.
So I have. Clearly, somewhere that the law is, they play fast and loose with the law there.
Well, with their thumbs, yes, fast and loose with their thumbs. Oh my goodness! I wonder what other things they are legal with emojis. What if you have the fist bump? Does that mean you want to punch me?
Is that an act of aggression?
It's an act of aggression.
Yeah.
What if you send a picture of what was it I'm trying to think of all the weird emojis now. The rock on emoji, the two fingers up. What does that mean?
That's a great question. And as we know, the OK symbol is now tied to white supremacy.
Exactly. Yes.
So you got to be careful sending that one to anybody because you get yourself in trouble. You're not going to thumbs up your way out of that one. That's for sure.
So, and what about all the other emojis that are out there too?
Well, and what if you send a emoji of a different race to somebody of you send the wrong race emoji to somebody of a different race? And,
exactly.
If you misgender somebody through emojis, there's all these things now.
Yeah, and now there's the pregnant man emoji too. What have
Well,
you said?
naturally, that's one of the most important things. Actually, is that we have pregnant men emojis.
What have you said that? It's like, oh, congratulations. Oh, no, I'm not. Oh, wait, what?
That, it is funny. Now you can't have the gun emoji, right? It's the squirt gun. They changed that one. They away, or do they not even have the squirt gun anymore?
They still. I think they still have the squirt gun, but still, that could be an act of aggression.
Well, that's even with the squirt gun.
Yeah.
I noticed they also have skull and crossbones emoji. I love how we get rid of some things that we consider violent, but that one's fine.
Wow, a pirate's life for me,
Little devil, the little red emoji face swearing. Oh, that's fine. But the gun emoji, that one triggers.
Well, I mean, like, cursing is going to happen, so I guess this is part of the natural vocabulary of people.
Yeah, I guess so. That is absolutely a common thing nowadays. And what's going to happen to the notary publics after this? If we can just send binding, agreements.
Could you imagine if that's how they voted for the president?
Oh, everybody just send in
with thumb down emojis for the people you don't want.
They'll give you the chance to you can counter vote. Yeah, I guess let's well, this isn't Canada, so I'm sure Canada would try to do that.
Well, their prime minister,
Yeah, however their elections work, their banana republic stuff they do up there.
I think it's about how much maple syrup you can drink. That's how you win.
Chugging maple syrup to win the prime minister election. So, you never know. That could be the way of the future there. How long before that makes its way south of the border down America way?
Well, sooner or later, they're just going to be like, you know what? Don't even bother going to the polls. Use your phone. Just vote on your phone.
I mean, yeah.
And if you don't have a phone, we'll get one for you.
Oh, John, all right. We know what El Presidente John would do if he were in charge. Before I toss it over your way, I do have one more topic I thought was interesting.
I don't have much today.
Oh, okay.
Just joking.
So, just in response to the emoji, one more time, just everybody text a clown emoji to the Canadian courts there. That's how we'll handle that one.
I like it.
So my article vanished. Hold, please. Please hold. Technical difficulties. Well, not necessarily difficulties, but we always wonder, right? Celebrities, they seem so distant from us. And I am having technical difficulties yet again. Okay. So as I begin again, let's rewind. Celebrities. They seem so far removed. They don't seem like one of us. One of us normal people. Living about our lives. Trudging through the malaise that is day-to-day life. The 9 to 5, the whatever it is, the manual labor that people do. I hear rumor that's a thing people do, but I don't know. That doesn't sound very good. But so I have a story here that not all celebrities are far removed from the people. John, are you familiar with a little actor named Tom Holland?
Yes. He founded Holland, Michigan, right?
Not quite.
Oh.
I can see why you would, in fact, be confused on that one, given the last name.
Was he born in Holland, Netherlands?
You're getting further away. No, not quite. I mean, I guess technically closer geographically, but farther away.
He invented Holland Brewing Company.
That's not.
No,
it's New Holland Brewing Company.
Oh, he's new.
No,
New Tom.
He didn't.
Tom Holland.
He didn't. No, he did not do it. That's my bad. I should have started with that one. That was not what he did. Well, he's an actor, John, a celebrity. He played in a little movie called Spider-Man.
Tobey Maguire.
No, okay. This is after Tobey Maguire.
Andrew Garfield?
I should have seen that one coming.
Huh.
No, after Andrew Garfield.
Oh, you mean Zendaya's boy?
Yeah, Zendaya.
Oh, okay.
Poor Tom.
I actually like Tom Holland.
He was
He's
also in. He also played Nathan Drake in Uncharted, which was a great movie. I actually really loved that movie.
I hope they go number 2.
Rumor is that they will have a number 2.
Nice.
I mean, it did well at the box office. It definitely did. It made more than it had spent making the movie. Mm-hmm. I think it pulled in like $400 million.
That's amazing.
So I like it. I love the video games, and I think they did a great job. And I think Tom Holland was phenomenal as Nathan Drake.
Young actor too, so he's
very young.
A lot of he could.
How old is he? Do you know?
I think he's in his mid-20s now that I think about it. Maybe like 25, 26, I believe.
Let's see how close you are. Oh, you're a little shy. 27.
Oh okay.
He is from Kingston upon Thames in the United Kingdom, where your Cockney cousin, not from Kingston upon Thames is too fancy for your Cockney cousin. He's from like some trashy place. But
come on, you know that.
Yes, exactly. Sorry, I was just trying to point that out there. So apparently, Tom took a little break from acting.
I did hear about this. Yes.
Because he wanted to just kind of live life a little bit. He needed, as he said in an interview on the Jay Shetty podcast, it's a less popular podcast than this one, of course.
Sounds terrible.
Holland has admitted he needed to do a lot of growing up at home during his break from acting, revealing he didn't realize he had to pay his water bill. I can relate.
Well, yeah, they're gone for so long on these remote locations acting, and they just kind of wonder, like, you have a house, you probably should pay your water bill, or you should probably like take care of your plumbing, or I don't know, just electricity, or maybe they just don't. Maybe they just shut everything down. I mean, what would you do if you were a big time actor and you had a house? Like, hey, I gotta go be away for like a month for this job. I have to travel across the. Well, what do you do with your house? Do you just like shut it down for a while?
Exactly. You have people that like everything. I would have everything automated.
Well, and that's the thing. Why? I wonder why.
Well, this is what he says. He said, "I need. Let me see. Let me see if I can get the audio a minute. Hold on 1 second here."
I needed to do a lot of growing up at home, paying my water bill, paying my council tax, and sorting out my bins and all that sort of stuff that they don't teach you at school. Which I think there should be a lesson. I think there should be a lesson at school that's called life, which is like laundry, basic cooking, like. I didn't realise you have to pay for your water. I just thought that was a luxury of living in England. That the water comes out the sky and then it comes out your tap. I was so behind on my water bill, I didn't realise. I'm up to date now, don't worry.
So that I think that's hilarious, though, that he thought it was just a luxury of living in England. I mean, the nice thing is it is a luxury of living in the civilized world, right? Mm-hmm. So, but water comes out of the sky, comes out of your tap.
I kind of wonder how many, like, how many notices you got.
Right.
Please pay your water bill or it will be shut off.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it in England.
Final notice. Actually, there's a water guy who comes around, hello, I need to check your water. Can you pay your water bill?
And I feel like if you're in America, you'd have a bunch of red notices pinned to your door.
Oh, yeah, we don't want to be communicating with you.
Yeah, this is just do it, or we're gonna do it, or you gotta find another place.
Pretty much.
It shows that some actors are just like us regular people. He realized he had to pay his taxes too, for crying out loud. Like, what? How have you survived?
I wonder if like his mom helped him with that, or his parents. Just because like he was such a young actor.
Yeah,
young. He's like, and I have to imagine he's probably worth I don't know how many millions of dollars. So it's like,
oh yeah.
And half the time he's probably promoting like a movie, so he's always doing press conferences, award shows. So when does he even have time to like be a normal person? So and Marvel keeps you busy with all the Marvel movies, and then he's like he does the Uncharted. He's like I think he's also done like Broadway or like other stage acting as well.
Well, that's how he started. He did the Billy Elliot music.
Yes.
I think he played a young Billy Elliot.
Yeah.
So singing and dancing, which he's apparently very good at.
Yeah.
Which is impressive. So multi-talented.
I feel like a lot of British actors can do that more than American actors. They have, because I think when you British theater is very highly regarded. It's very actually top notch. So I think when
West End.
when you want to get into acting, you go to be in the theater. And British theater is very well received, and people love the stories and obviously the theater production as well. So I kind of imagine it's top notch. So it's like before you even want to go on a movie, it's like I'd rather be in British theater because that's like cream of the crop, right there.
I think you're onto something there, and I think there is something about the caliber of talent that comes from the lesser nation of England.
Yes, apparently.
I mean, Hollywood thrives off of those British actors.
They do.
Though.
They really do.
It's so true. I think there's something about us Americans were enthralled by these actors with the British accents.
Well, and like I said, you had 007, like James Bond, like Sean Connery, who's apparently still alive, and Timothy Dalton. Obviously, you have Daniel Craig, Pierce Brosnan, and where is our James Bond? Mission Impossible. Tom Cruise doing his own stunts. But no.
I saw.
Well, I know.
I saw the new Mission Impossible.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, could you see anyone else playing Tom, like Ethan Hunt? Like, you have how many 007s have there been? And they've all. And most of them have been pretty good. I still think that for our parents' generation, like Sean Connery was the bee's knees, the bee's knees, But like for me, it's always been like Daniel Craig. I've loved Daniel Craig and I did watch Pierce Brosnan, but I wasn't quite into James Bond yet. But when Daniel Craig took over, I was definitely more into it. Now I'm really curious of who the next one's going to be. So, but yeah,
I agree with you. But there's something about. There's that refinement of the British actor, and then there's the tough grittiness of the American actor.
John Wayne,
you got Harrison Ford still doing Indiana Jones, and still doing stunts.
Exactly.
As you pointed out, the not so young anymore Tom Cruise is still doing stunts. That guy. I saw Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Just for a reference, Brent, he did go see it without me. So, no, we did not go see it together.
He's not going to believe that. So we might as well just tell him we saw it together.
I don't care if he doesn't believe that. It's not true.
All right, John. I'm going to toss it across the table to you. We're playing hot potato. Hot potato. And I've got a hot potato right here. I'm going to toss to you. You ready to catch it?
Let's shift gears here for a moment. There's no potatoes in this conversation.
Could have been the mystery of what we do in the studio while we record. Maybe people thought we had a hot potato.
We probably would have eaten it by now.
Well, that's actually true. Can you intern, can you bring a couple hot potato? I want a baked potato, please. Thank you. I don't think they work.
You want a loaded baked potato?
I didn't.
No, he's gone now.
Shoot. I'm probably just gonna get a raw tomato or raw potato brought to me.
Well, I have a question for you, Russ.
Oh, okay. I'm a little worried now.
No. It actually was a nice gear shift, from movies to movies, because I have something to deal with movies here.
Oh,
you like the Lord of the Rings trilogy?
Well, yeah,
of course you do. We've talked about this.
I think actually, and I might be lashing out at a listener for no good reason, but there's a listener out there who has not seen Lord of the Rings. He who shall not be named.
Oh, but now we know it's a he.
Well, I'm willing to. Yeah, they deserve.
We'll get into the punishment for not watching Lord of the Rings later.
Yeah, deal.
Now, Russ.
Yes.
Do you know Lord of the Rings pretty well? Like, do you think if I gave you a question, you could probably maybe pick out?
I don't know.
Okay, cool.
I can't answer that until I know the question.
All right.
Could be cocky and be like, yeah, throw it at me, but then I'd make a fool out of myself, and I do that enough.
Do you know how many scenes Legolas talked to Frodo? Because I came across this just before.
Interesting. Okay, yes. That's an interesting one.
So I have it up on my phone right now, and the person who posted it says, whole Lord of the Rings trilogy, but only when Legolas talks to Frodo.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So
I'm trying to think. I don't know. I don't quite have that picture perfect of a memory.
Well, here's the thing. I was watching the scene. I'm like, no, there's got to be another scene in where he talks to Frodo. And I'm trying to think it actually since we've started the podcast.
Well, how many scenes did they say?
One.
Interesting. What movie?
The Fellowship.
Oh, the very beginning?
Very beginning.
Well, that would make sense.
It's true. But they did have interaction during the Fellowship a little bit too. But the only time he ever speaks to him was when they decide to go to Mordor, where he goes, and you have my bow. That's the only time he talks to Frodo in the entire trilogy.
Okay.
Now, I understand that obviously in the Two Towers and Return of the King, they were not next to each other.
They weren't. That's why I was saying it's pretty
but even in the end,
unbelievable.
Even in the end, when Frodo gets rescued and he's seeing everyone run to him in his room after he gets rescued, he looks at Legolas. He goes, "Legolas, what does Legolas do?" Doesn't say a word to him.
Elves are a people of very few words.
Very few words. So, but very good with bows, you know.
Oh yeah, they're natural warriors.
Well, unless you're a dwarf, then they have many words to say. But.
Well, yeah, then they're not going to always be nice.
Well, that was just interesting. How I'm thinking, like, he only had one scene in the whole trilogy where he said that line to Frodo, and that was it. It's like crazy how, you know, like...
I didn't actually realize that.
I didn't either.
That's interesting.
I had no idea that was even, like... Because, you know how in storyboards, you have to, you know, they draw out all the storyboards, you know, for every scene basically in the movie, where it's like... And I'm sure Peter Jackson's like, all right, there had to have been other lines maybe. Like, even in the extended versions, I thought maybe he would talk to Frodo more, but I don't think so. Not at all. So, it's kind of crazy how, like... in that storyboard form where it's like, Legolas, this is all you're going to say to Frodo the entire trilogy.
Right, it makes sense, though, because they don't spend a lot of time together.
No, they don't. Of course, they do not. So, you know, and the video is funny because it says, it starts out with Lord of the Rings, you know, like the title, and then the scene is, and you have my bow, and then it goes right to the credits. So that is the entire...
Much shorter than the...
very much shorter, yes, exactly. I just think it's
theatrical release.
Hilarious how, like, that was even, like, people took the time to figure that out, too.
That's what gets me, right? Mm-hmm. They had that much time on their hands that they're able to just look that up.
Exactly.
And take the time to find it. So that's you got to have a lot of time on your hands for that. For one thing, editing is just a pain in the neck. I guess it's really quite easy because that's pretty early on, so you would find that. But you'd have to watch everything and keep tabs on things, and then go back and cut out that one snippet.
Exactly. Now, I have some other funny news.
Okay.
Burger King Thailand launches real cheeseburger with no meat and 20 slices of cheese.
I beg your pardon? Can you repeat that, please?
Burger King Thailand launches real cheeseburger with no meat and 20 slices of cheese.
Wait, hold on. So they say real cheeseburger, but can it be a cheeseburger without the burger? Because they don't have any meat on it.
Well, let me tell you what they think.
I would love to hear it.
Burger King Thailand has a unique new offering that they are labeling the real cheeseburger. Cheese emoji, hamburger emoji. Just, you know.
Oh, they're careful. That's,
I know, right?
I don't know about how Thailand's legal system works, but you could be binding yourself to a contract there.
This sandwich.
I don't think this is a real burger. They use these emojis. It looks nothing like it.
Well, also, it looks like the cheese that mice eat, you know, like a perfect block of cheese, you know.
So, like the fake plastic cheese?
Yeah, well, the emoji. The emoji
is
that. Yeah, sorry, yeah.
They have a cheese emoji?
They have a cheese emoji.
I thought the cheese emoji was triangular, though.
It sort of is, but it's laying... Oh, well, yeah, it is. It looks, that's what I'm saying. Sorry, it's triangular.
You said a block of cheese.
Oh, sorry.
Like, I think that's what they had.
I can't read, apparently, like Brent. So
it runs in the show.
It does. Now, this sandwich contains no meat, but where it lacks in the meat department, it makes up for with an abundance of American cheese. Interesting.
That's just a grilled cheese sandwich.
Exactly. Now, hold on. Thailand, do they not make their own cheese?
Well, I doubt it. I don't know of much Thai food that has cheese in it.
There's got to be something in there, though.
America, Europe, you get the fancy cheeses in Europe. It wasn't until America came along that you really get I want cheese on everything.
Exactly.
And it's usually nacho cheese that you just slather on all your food.
Exactly.
That's what America brought to the table. So I don't want to hear anybody talking crap about America. We brought cheese to the table when the Europeans were making it all stinky and aging it. You don't leave cheese out in a warm place. I'm sorry. I don't care what that doesn't mold. You're getting mold on it. You don't eat the mold. Europeans are messed up.
Well, why would you even eat it? That's another thing too. I've smelled rotten cheese before. It does not have a good smell.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know but I mean, compared to the general smell of Europe, it probably is refreshing.
It probably is. So.
Oh, that is so much better. Oh, the French people are smelly, but our cheese is a glorious scent.
It's amazing because they actually have quite a few good restaurants out there.
Look at that mold growing on it. Oh.
The mold is perfect.
It's perfect.
But
this is what we fight our revolutions for.
All right, so now with 20 slices stacked high, this burger is not for the lactose intolerant.
How many slices?
20 slices.
But hold on. So 20 slices, but they're not for the lactose. Is it American cheese? Because if it's American cheese, you've got no lactose in there. There's no actual real dairy in that American cheese. So. If you're going to get those Kraft singles, individually wrapped plastic, or Velveeta, there's no actual cheese in there.
No.
There's no dairy product, and there's no real thing in there. It's petroleum and
chemicals.
Plastic and that stuff. Yeah, it's quite right.
And to finish this up, in a social media post on Sunday, Burger King stated, "This is no joke. This is for real. The burger sells for about $11, which averages out to around 55 cents per slice of cheese."
No, that seems pretty good for the market, actually.
Now, again, like I said,
market price.
Can you really call it a cheeseburger? Because, like I said, there is no burger in there. So, like you said, it's basically just a grilled cheese sandwich.
It is. And it doesn't even look like the cheese is melted. You've got too many sacks of cheese on there to melt it through all
exactly.
the way. You're not going to get that meltiness in the middle. It's going to be you're biting into it, and it's going to be you're going to have the cheese just stacked up there.
Exactly.
It's too many slices.
Well, and the problem is too is like, if you're going to try to claim this is the real cheeseburger, you should have done some research, because again, if you wanted to do you should have been this is the real grilled cheese sandwich. That's what you should have done. Because a cheeseburger, like I said, burger.
You got the burger. I think that's false advertising.
It is false advertising. Yeah.
Now, is Burger King the actual monarch of Thailand?
I don't know.
I think they're governed by a monarch.
Yeah. Well, because it says Burger King Thailand.
It's the only. Well, that's what I was thinking. I'm wondering if this is the actual king of Thailand who is giving this decree.
It's right. He probably got confused and was like, "Oh, I can make the real." I don't know why I'm doing this accent.
French. I don't know what's French either. Stay away from accents in that region. We get ourselves in trouble. We're not that menacing.
Well, we are, but no. It's like, what other foods could you say? Hey, no, this is the real chicken sandwich, or this is the real fish. What other? I'm kind of wondering what other countries are like. Oh, America doesn't know how to do it. I know how to make the real Chick-fil-A. How could you do a real Chick-fil-A sandwich?
First off, I need to address something here. If there's any country out there saying America doesn't know how to do food, so help me, that is not that's morally wrong. That's reprehensible, and we will go to war for that. I will become president of the United States, and I will declare war on anybody who says America doesn't know how to do food.
Cheers to that.
We invented food. Look it up. Before that, people ate grass and mud. It's
leaves,
fact. It's history.
Berries or something like that. Yeah.
You had to forage for it. America made it possible not to forage for your food. And I'm a little disappointed because I feel like this should have happened in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a real missed opportunity. Yep. Nobody in Wisconsin sat there and said, you know what we need? A giant grilled cheese sandwich. Wisconsin, the place that pioneered squeaky cheese and cheese curds. The Europeans are all over there doing it in wheels. And we're like, no, we're going to do it in curds.
Well, and also,
take that.
They have the Green Bay Packers, their team, they have cheese heads. Wisconsin is known for cheese.
But see, if it was developed here, it wouldn't be mislabeled as a burger, a cheeseburger, because there's no burger. Mm-hmm. You've got no meat in there. It's not a burger. I'm sorry. I think this is... where's that judge from Canada? We need him down here.
Yes, I need an emoji.
Because they used emoji. And
thumbs down emoji.
He heads the emoji court in Canada, so we got to get him down here to take a look at this stuff.
Oh, man. Oh, goodness.
Would you eat it, John? Would you eat this?
No, I would not.
Why not?
Well, first of all, I would have to go to Thailand, and I don't know.
Well, that's
quite a trip just for a fake cheeseburger.
That's just schematics. I mean, that doesn't.
I could make it at home. Semantics, schematic, very schematic. Yeah. So, I mean,
just an idiot here.
No. I understood what you said.
Thank you.
No, I don't know. That's a lot of cheese. That's a lot of cheese.
Is there such a thing as too much cheese?
Depends if you're lactose intolerant.
Okay. So this is the problem I have. I live this. This is my reality where I have some lactose intolerance, but I love all things dairy. So you kind of have to weigh the cost benefit. The
pros and cons.
The pros and cons.
Because you like ice cream too.
I love ice cream,
and there's obviously dairy and ice cream as well. So.
Yeah, and I don't do non-dairy ice cream. You know what ice cream and I do not get along? Ben and Jerry's. And I don't know if it's because of the lactose or their liberal policies, to be honest.
Probably a little bit of both.
I'm kind of thinking more towards the liberal policies. But I love dairy. I love cheese, ice cream, milk, chocolate milk. I could live off of chocolate milk.
Dutch chocolate milk.
Well, naturally. That's really good. Yeah, the Dutch chocolate. I don't know what the difference is between Dutch chocolate milk and regular chocolate milk.
Probably Dutch chocolate.
But what is the difference in that?
It's the Dutch.
The truth is you're not making good chocolate milk with Hershey chocolate. You're not.
I don't know if I've even had Hershey's chocolate milk before. Is that a thing?
Well, they don't have it, but they have the Hershey syrup that you put in the milk.
Oh, that's true. Okay,
that's not good.
Oh, no.
You're doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah, exactly.
And the Hershey chocolate's very gender confused right now with the.
Well, there's a good question. Who invented ice cream? Do you know?
Yes, actually I do. That was a man named Ernest Ice Cream. So
sorry.
I don't see why that's so funny. Look it up.
Well, do you want me to look it up? Ernest Ice Cream. There's a poll. Do people believe Ernest Ice Cream invented ice cream? That was pretty good, though.
Thank you.
That was pretty good. So, because ice cream, I feel like is quite a famous. Like they eat it in America. In Europe, they probably eat it every ice cream.
Do they eat it in Europe? I don't know. They do weird.
Or do they do sherbet or something like that?
They have gelato.
Oh, gelato. That's right.
Is it? And I think they pronounce it gelato.
Oh, the H is silent. Yeah.
Well,
sorry. I mean, the G is silent. Apparently, I can't talk today either.
The G is also not silent. It just sounds like an H. It's like when they had a U to words.
Hilarious.
Yeah. I'm gelarious.
You're gelarious.
I don't know what they do over there. They do like the weird stuff. It doesn't make sense. It's metric ice cream turns into something not right, an abomination.
What is your favorite ice cream?
Thus saith my favorite ice cream is chocolate chip cookie dough.
What brand?
Oh, what brand? You know what? There's a Michigan brand called Mooville ice cream. I also like their milk.
Ooh.
So they apparently, this is going to be a little bit boring here, so my apologies. You can turn us off now. It doesn't matter. They use a different type of milk that's A2 milk. Usually milk is A1. So this one
because 2 is better than 1.
Well, 2 is better than 1. And so it's better for people with lactose sensitivities, if you will. Because I'm not lactose intolerant, but I definitely depend. Sometimes the lactose hits different, and so that's the type I get. Love me some Mooville. If I have to default, like if I can't get my hands on it, and I'm in the store, because it's not really. You can't just go into a Meijer or a Family Fare or an Aldi and pick up Mooville ice cream.
Nope.
So my fallback is Hudsonville.
Very good, very good. Both very good brands, actually.
Actually, if you're in Michigan and you're down South Haven way, you should stop into Sherman's Ice Cream.
Yes, you should.
That's which is actually owned by Hudsonville now. Sherman's
nice.
Was going out of business, and Hudsonville swooped in and saved them, uses all the same Sherman's. I had the most delicious puppy chow ice cream there.
Ooh, that does sound good.
It was so good. Highly recommend it.
It's too bad Brent's not here because we both know he loves ice cream.
John, I hate to break it to you. I don't think Brent likes ice cream.
I don't think he does either.
I think we made that up.
I kind of think we did.
Yep. So
I enjoyed it though while we made it up, but it's unfortunate that now it's dead.
Some things have to come to an end.
Oh my goodness!
Much like this podcast episode.
Actually, I got one more thing.
Oh, okay.
Just real quickly.
No, that's
This is
fine.
great.
I didn't see this coming.
So no, well, because I just came upon this. This is great, actually.
Oh.
So, you know how like Netflix has basically taken over pretty much making movies and putting out movies. Even actors are like, "Yo, this is a Netflix only movie," you know?
Yes.
Now Netflix is releasing a show where contestants must survive a realistic zombie apocalypse.
Oh. Well. So, okay, where did they get the zombies from?
Well, it's interesting. So Netflix is releasing a new reality series called Zombieverse. Well, this is great. Where South Korean entertainers
That makes more sense.
will be put to the test in a simulated zombie apocalypse. The series takes inspiration from acclaimed Korean zombie dramas like Kingdom and Alive, and the creative team behind All of Us Are Dead is involved.
Wait. Korea is the home to zombie dramas?
Apparently. I did not know that.
I did not either. I don't even know what to say to that.
Contestants will have to complete demanding missions in order to survive, and they'll need to be prepared to outsmart the undead. Now,
But
yeah, okay. See, there are some interesting questions that pop up here where it's like, one, zombies aren't real.
do you have like extras from The Walking Dead on set going?
Well, that's the thing. What kind of
brains?
Well, and here's the thing. What kind of zombies are they? Like Walking Dead zombies? Are they aggressive zombies? Are they like Zombieland zombies? I mean, there's so many different types of zombies.
There are a lot of different.
Apparently,
types
people
of
there. I'm
zombies.
sure people just keep on making up more types of zombies.
I don't know how Korea views zombies, so it'd be interesting on that one.
Yeah, well, it's just interesting how Netflix can just. Like, I would love to be a fly on the wall in the writers' room with Netflix. Be like, hey, what show do you want to come up with next? I got a great idea. Contestants survive real zombie apocalypse. Boom, let's do it.
I think this is the point where zombies jump the shark.
Oh.
Do you know what that phrase entails?
I've heard of it, but I just do.
So it's in reference to there was a Happy Days episode where everybody agrees the show went downhill from there, where the Fonz jumped over
A shark.
a shark.
Yeah.
So when they use that saying, that's to show that to say that a show's going downhill after that. So that's the moment it jumped the shark. I think zombies are reaching their peak.
I think they are too.
It's all downhill from here.
It pretty much
we're
is.
going. If this is what's happening, what are you going to do?
It's like, Russ, someone asks you, how would you like to be in a show? Okay, I'm interested. Tell
You've got my attention.
You have to survive a zombie apocalypse.
Like a real one?
A real one, yeah.
Okay.
It's for television.
It's be difficult. There are no
Well, here's another thing, too.
real zombies.
I have to imagine some contestants probably fail these missions, and so do you get bitten by people playing the zombies?
And do you like hack your way through a group of extras dressed up? Here's a machete. Go ahead and take out that crown there.
Wait. This is a fake right? Ah! Off with his head. So.
Oh, he found the machine gun.
Oh my!
Oh, he's mowing down extras.
Oh dear. Oh, okay. Oh, don't film this. This is bad. So.
You have some legal troubles ahead.
Well, like I said too, it's almost like those shows of like Alone or even the Bear Grylls, like surviving and any other type of like survival type.
Weird,
show.
they've never come up against zombies on those.
Well, and the thing is, though, it's like, yeah, those are more so realistic shows, in a sense. Hey, this is what you do in a real life situation. Zombies are just not real. I don't know if people understand that. Maybe people want zombies to be real. That's the thing. I think people want zombies to be real. They want to see how they can survive in a real zombie apocalypse,
Yeah, well, we're living the reality show where a zombie gets elected president, so...
I'm not happy now.
Folks, we are at the end of the podcast. Thank you for listening. Answer our question. We have a question just about the general feel of the show, how you liked it. And we'll try to come up with a poll. We might not have one on this episode, but Stay tuned for next week. Brent will be back.
Maybe.
And that's ominous. But we'll be back next week with an all-new episode. Again, you can find the podcast Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts. Go on, give us a 5-star glowing review. Email us.
Thumbs up emoji.
But we'll hold you to it. Email us menacingpodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook and message us there. Just search for The Menacing Podcast. And thank you for listening and being a valued listener. We appreciate you.